Somebody once said that a day in politics is a mighty long time, and that's quite true. It's sort of like 3 months. A year ago, Julius Malema was attacking this movement called Put South Africa First, right? And I guess he was attacking it because it's sort of an independent movement, folks who come up on social media and voicing their dissatisfaction with a whole lot of corporate companies or employers who are employing foreigners. As a result, there would then be no employment for South Africans, or when there is an employment for South Africans in those companies, you find that the South Africans are they're getting the salary which is quite low. Given the currencies, you find that folks from our neighboring countries, their currency is a little bit low. So even if somebody is getting, just for an example, 1,000 rands, that would mean a lot. If they send about 800 bucks or whatever, or 500 bucks over, it's going to do a little bit much better as opposed to someone who would be getting that money in South Africa. All right. So as a result, that's Julius Malema, targeted or started criticizing that movement. Obviously, the deputy president of the EFF also, and a whole lot of EFF supporters on social medias were attacking that organization. And then as the elections were drawing closer, because of Herman Mashaba was having that kind of stance of putting South Africa first, or sort of co-opting that movement, and then the attack was then directed to Herman Mashaba, okay? And most of the folks that I do know who were big supporters or members of the EFF, some family members that I do know, or they were not happy about Mr. Malema's stance of saying, okay, it's open season. Foreigners should come up with a very, I'm just paraphrasing, a very nice way or skillful way of crossing the borders to the Republic of South Africa. Fast forward today, after the elections, where Action South Africa garnered a whole lot of vote, especially in the metropolitan areas of Gauteng province, in districts like Tshwane and Johannesburg. They had a whole lot of votes, amazing percentages of votes, and they resonated with people who are living in the suburbs, people who are living in the townships, people who are living in the shacks, and people of all different races, right? So now it's a new year, okay? It's a new year, and I suppose the economic freedom fighters went to the drawing board, looked at their result, looked at the criticism, and now they're saying, we're going to have a campaign of where we're going to employers and trying to inquire as to how many South Africans they are hiring there. But they just tweaked the story just a little bit. So they're basically saying, okay, we're not xenophobic, as they're accusing other folks who are just simply saying that, listen, let's have checks and balances. If they are foreigners who are coming to South Africa with skills, I mean, if there's somebody who's a foreigner coming over to the Republic, creating employment, and then hiring South Africans as per the quotas and so forth, that's a good thing. So nobody is against foreign nationals coming to South Africa. Well, there are those people who are just completely against, which is obviously sort of a lost case. Obviously, those people are also clinging into this movement that says put South Africa first, in order to just basically get rid of foreigners, whether those who came here legally or illegally, which is quite wrong. And I think what other organizations, or let me just say the media, because if you constantly ask him and Mashaba and to say, so you're just basically against foreigners coming to South Africa. He'll tell you that no, listen, we accept everyone who's coming through, but as long as they're coming through legally, right? So Julius Malema said that the foreigners, legal or illegal, should find a creative way of coming to South Africa. So surely they found creative way. They're here, they're employed. If I was from neighboring countries that are not doing well, I'll make sure that with loopholes that are happening in South Africa, I'll make sure that I cross the borders and come over here and get a job. Okay, so it's the responsibility of the government to make sure that their border is secure. I'll do the same thing in order to feed my family. Okay, so this is where we're having a problem with the ANC government not dealing with this issue. So as a result, it causes friction between the poor Black South Africans who are living in shacks and obviously folks from our surrounding SADC, as well as folks within the continent coming over trying to make a living for themselves. So then that creates fights, that create other opportunists, politicians who are then going to pit people against each other and looking at the data and seeing who can we talk to, who can we really rise their emotions in order for them to vote for us. So it just created a whole lot of a complication. So now this year, the EFF now has co-opted the movement, put South Africa first, but they're giving it a different twist. They're saying, we're not against the illegal foreigners who are coming into South Africa. They are our brothers and so forth. What we're against is the companies that are hiring them illegally. So as much as Julius Malema has in a way encouraged illegal foreigners to come to South Africa, to come, say they're working at the companies that he's now visiting. Now he's going to look at this company and say, oh, okay, we want to find out as to how many South Africans you are hiring here. And now you have hired foreign illegals, which is wrong. But I initially said they must find creative way to come over here and work, and which is just a complete mess. So some people are saying, oh, look at him now. He's trying to co-opt the movement in order to garner votes for the elections which are coming soon. So we'll see how this one goes, and it's going to be very interesting. That's just my take. My name is Mamuji, and thanks for watching the Mamuji Show, and I'm out.